Chosen ones, listen carefully. This moment is not ordinary, and neither are you. You didn't just stumble upon this video by accident. God Himself guided you here, because what you're about to hear will reach straight into your heart. For too long, you've been questioned, doubted, and even belittled. People looked at your dreams as if they were impossible. They questioned your faith, and they tried to make you feel small. But right now, heaven is responding. God is stepping into your situation, and the way He's about to answer will leave you speechless. The things you've been praying for, the clarity you've been seeking, and the breakthroughs you've been hoping for, they're not just coming, they're already moving toward you. This isn't coincidence. This is divine timing. You've been chosen for something greater than you imagined. Those who doubted your purpose, your calling, and your ability to overcome are about to witness your rise. They're going to see the answers you've been waiting for unfold before their eyes. They'll see the gifts you've prayed for being placed in your hands. This is not just a change of circumstances. This is God Himself intervening on your behalf. Miracles have already begun to form around you, even if you can't see them yet. Before we go deeper, I want you to take a step of faith with me. Hit the like button. Subscribe so we can reach and strengthen 10,000 believers together, and comment with the number 99 as a sign of agreement. That number is not random. It carries power, and it sends a message of faith out into the world, making this declaration stronger. If you are truly one of the chosen, your spirit will recognize this moment, and you'll stay with me until the end. Because deep down you already know this is your time. Think back on your journey. People questioned your decisions, doubted your path, and sometimes even mocked your persistence. It felt like a heavy weight pressing down on your shoulders. There were days you questioned yourself too, wondering if you'd made the right choices, if you were on the right road. Yet through all the noise, there was always that quiet, steady voice inside you telling you to keep going. It whispered to your spirit even when the world tried to break your confidence. That voice wasn't just your thoughts. It was God strengthening you, preparing you for this very hour. Now the season of questions is coming to an end. Divine clarity is about to flood your life. The same people who doubted you will soon see the truth, that the hand of God was on you the entire time. Though you may not have seen Him, He was behind the scenes weaving everything together, turning pain into purpose and struggle into strength. Every setback was setting you up for a comeback. Every delay was building your character and sharpening your faith. And now, the moment you've prayed for is finally here. Look at how far you've come. You've walked through nights of tears, days of uncertainty, and seasons where prayers seemed unanswered. But those unanswered prayers were not ignored. They were planting seeds for your future. When others turned their backs or spoke doubt over your name, God was growing you quietly, shaping your heart and preparing your table. Now, He's ready to reveal what you've known deep within your soul all along. That your calling has always been stronger than any obstacle, any betrayal, any challenge you've faced. This is your time to shine. The road of the chosen is never easy, and it's rarely comfortable. Being handpicked means carrying a weight that others can't see, walking through storms most people would run from. But it also means standing on a foundation of faith that cannot be shaken. Hold on, because what's ahead of you will be worth every tear and every battle. The world is about to see the light God placed inside you, and nothing can stop it now. Chosen ones, hear this deep truth. The path you walk has never been ordinary, and neither have you. People may have misunderstood you, mocked you, or questioned your choices because they couldn't see what God saw in you. They only looked at the surface, never realizing the greatness that was quietly being shaped within you. You've walked through lonely valleys, felt the weight of the world pressing against your shoulders, and at times wondered if anyone could ever understand your heart. But through every challenge and every tear, God wasn't punishing you. He was preparing you. He was refining your spirit, just as fire refines gold. The heat may have felt unbearable, but it was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to purify you, to make you stronger, wiser, and ready for the extraordinary blessings that are now drawing near. When people doubt your worth or question your path, remember this truth: the closer you are to fulfilling God's purpose, the more resistance you will face. That's because your destiny threatens the darkness that once tried to hold you back. You might feel like the ground beneath you is shaking, your worries keep circling in your mind, and your strength is running thin. But even in that storm, God's plan remains firm. The prayers you've whispered in the quiet hours were never ignored. Heaven heard every word, and though you may not have seen instant results, the pieces have been falling perfectly into place. God's timing is not slow, it's precise. And when the moment comes, everything He's been aligning will make perfect sense. We often want things to happen now. We want the answers, the healing, the breakthrough, immediately. But God doesn't operate on our schedule. He works on divine timing. The waiting is not punishment, it's protection. Like a seed buried deep in the dark soil, unseen but alive, your faith has been growing where no one could see it. Before a tree rises into the light, it must first take root underground. The same is true for you. God has been strengthening your roots so that when your blessings bloom, they will not be shaken by any storm. The pain, the delays, the confusion, they were never wasted. Every moment of waiting carried purpose. Each setback was preparing you for a greater comeback, so don't lose hope now. The breakthrough you've been waiting for is closer than you think. God has never been late. He arrives right when His plan is ready. Being questioned and doubted isn't just about others testing you. It's about your faith being refined. When people question your choices and your purpose, it's easy to start questioning yourself, but those very moments are when your faith must speak louder than your fear. It's through the struggle that faith grows its wings. Anyone can trust God when life is smooth, but true faith shines when the road is rough and unclear. Every doubt thrown your way was a setup for God to reveal His power through you. Each unanswered question was shaping your spirit into one that could withstand anything. You were never alone in the battle. God was right beside you, molding your heart and preparing your future. Think of Abraham, Moses, and David, men who were all questioned, tested, and doubted. They faced long waits and difficult roads, but they never stopped trusting. Their faith carried them to victory, and yours will too. Just as they rose, you will rise. Just as they overcame, so will you. Your story is far from over. God is still writing it, and the next chapter will be the most powerful one yet. The questions, the doubts, the hardships, they weren't sent to destroy your faith. They were designed to deepen it. Every time life pushed you to your limits, every sleepless night and moment of pain was strengthening your roots in ways you couldn't yet see. You may have wondered when the struggles would end, when relief would finally come. But God was never punishing you. He was preparing you. Every battle you fought, every obstacle you faced, was part of a divine training ground. Just as soldiers endure fierce training before stepping onto the battlefield, God has been training your spirit for victory. You've been in His refining process, learning endurance, patience, and unshakable trust. The strength you carry today is living proof that God has been at work in you all along. Every person God ever raised to greatness first walked through seasons of difficulty. Before glory comes growth, and before triumph comes testing. Think about the butterfly. Before it spreads its wings, it must struggle inside the cocoon. What seems like suffering is actually preparation for flight. In the same way, your pain was never pointless. Every tear, every quiet prayer, every moment of exhaustion was transforming you from within. God saw it all. He saw you when no one else did. When you smiled while breaking inside. When you gave even though you had little left. When you kept believing despite seeing no sign of change. God's love has always been the silent force carrying you through. He doesn't look at you through the eyes of people who judge by what they see. He looks at your heart, your sincerity, your effort, your faith. Others may have doubted your strength or misunderstood your purpose, but God never has. He's been with you in every low place, gathering your tears and turning them into seeds for your future harvest. Every hidden struggle has been shaping your story, preparing you for the moment when all that you've endured will make sense. That moment is closer than you think. The breakthrough you've been waiting for is already on its way. The doors that once seemed locked are about to open, and the answers you've prayed for are being released in perfect timing. God never ignores the cries of his children. When you called, he listened. When you waited, he worked. Every delay had meaning, every detour had direction. You're standing on the edge of fulfillment. What's coming will exceed every expectation you've ever had. All the pain you've endured has brought you to this divine turning point. Because you prayed when others gave up, because you kept moving forward when quitting felt easier, God is about to honor your perseverance with blessings you can't even imagine. You haven't just survived, you've transformed. You've become stronger, wiser, and ready for the abundance that's about to unfold. The world is going to see through your life that God is faithful, that his love restores what was broken, and that his timing is always perfect. So get ready. Your story is shifting from trials to triumph, from pain to purpose. The season of waiting is ending, and the season of winning is beginning. What once broke you will soon bless you. What once seemed impossible will become undeniable proof of God's goodness. You've been through the fire, but now it's time to shine brighter than ever before. Chosen ones, you've had those moments, haven't you? The quiet ones late at night when your heart whispered, "Is this really God's plan for me? Am I even going the right way?" You questioned your steps, your faith, your purpose, and maybe even God himself. But here's the truth you didn't realize at the time. Even in those moments of doubt, God was confirming your path. Every move you made, even the risky ones that didn't make sense in the moment, were part of his divine plan. He was guiding your steps through uncertainty, shaping your faith through confusion, and turning your fear into strength. Faith doesn't grow in clarity, it grows in trust. And the times you couldn't see the full picture were the times he was teaching you how to walk by faith, not by sight. Now, as you look back, you can start to see the pattern, the divine fingerprints all over your life. Those chance encounters that changed your direction. Those sudden opportunities that opened at just the right time, and those unexpected moments of peace when everything around you was chaos. None of them were coincidences. They were gentle confirmations from God, quiet reminders that you were never lost, just being led. Every question you asked, every tear you shed, every moment of confusion was shaping your spirit into something unshakable. Your doubts weren't signs of failure. They were the roots of a deeper faith that's now blooming. Patience. Everyone talks about it, but living it, That's the real challenge. Waiting on God's timing can feel unbearable, especially when it seems like everyone else's life is moving ahead while yours is on pause. You prayed, you hoped, and sometimes it felt like heaven was silent. But even in the silence, God was working. He was building endurance within you, refining your heart, and preparing your hands to hold the blessings that take time to grow. Waiting isn't wasted time, it's sacred time. It's where faith grows its wings. Think of a seed buried deep in the ground. It spends weeks, even months, in darkness before it breaks through the soil. Yet that time underground isn't wasted. It's where the roots take hold. The same is true for you. The waiting season is your growing season. While you can't see the progress, God is nurturing your spirit, aligning the right people, and preparing the perfect timing for your breakthrough. The delay is not denial, it's divine preparation. When the moment comes, it will be worth every second you waited, because it will arrive right on time, in God's time. But along your journey, you've faced another test: criticism. Words that cut deep, judgments that made you question your worth, opinions that felt unfair. It hurts when people misunderstand you or try to define your purpose through their limited vision. But remember this: other people's opinions do not shape your destiny. God does. Those who criticize you often do so because they can't understand the magnitude of your calling. You were never meant to fit their idea of success or worth. You were called to walk a path that few can comprehend. To rise above criticism, you don't need to pretend the pain doesn't exist. You just need to refuse to be defined by it. You are not who they say you are who God says you are. Every insult, every doubt, every attempt to break your confidence is actually a sign that you're moving to a level where not everyone can follow. Remember, light always draws attention. It shines so brightly that it exposes what's around it. When people speak against you, it's often because your light reminds them of their own darkness. So, stand firm. Be grounded in who you are in Christ. Let every criticism push you higher instead of holding you back. You are chosen, refined, and unshakably strong. And those who once questioned you will one day see the truth God always saw in you. There comes a time when the weight of rejection, criticism, and ridicule feels unbearable. But remember, Jesus himself faced all of it. He was mocked, doubted, and misunderstood, yet he never let the voices of others drown out his divine purpose. You, too, will face moments where people question your path, but don't lose heart. Those who judge you are often afraid to walk the road of courage that you are walking right now. Keep your eyes fixed on God, because his approval is the only one that truly matters. Let his voice be louder than the opinions around you, for he is the one shaping your heart and preparing your spirit for what's next. Pain, for the chosen one, is not a punishment, it's a process. Every tear you've cried, every sleepless night, and every heartbreak had purpose. God was not breaking you down to destroy you. He was shaping you into something greater. Through your pain, he's been molding your character, deepening your faith, and strengthening your spirit. It's easy to get lost in the questions. Why me? Or, when will this end? But from God's higher view, your pain is not the end of the story. It's the transformation stage that leads to your breakthrough, where what was once broken becomes beautiful and whole again. Think of how a caterpillar must struggle to leave its cocoon. The process is painful, but it's in that struggle that the wings are formed. Without the resistance, the butterfly could never fly. In the same way, your pain has been the pressure that released your potential. God has been using your suffering as the soil where your future will bloom. You were never buried, you were planted. Every moment of struggle was preparing you to rise stronger, wiser, and more radiant than before. Now, chosen one, the season of testing is giving way to a season of divine fulfillment. The prayers that once seemed unanswered are being heard, and the doors that were shut are swinging open. God is moving in ways that will take your breath away. His favor will flow into places you never imagined, turning every no into a greater yes. You are stepping into a chapter of blessings that will remind you how faithful He has been all along. Every tear you shed was watering the seeds of your coming harvest. Don't be surprised when goodness begins to chase you down. You've endured with faith when nothing made sense. And now you're standing on the edge of answered prayers. What once felt delayed was never denied. It was divinely timed. God has been arranging every detail behind the scenes, aligning people, moments, and opportunities for your good. The waiting season was never wasted. It was sacred. It was the space where God prepared your heart to receive what He always had planned for you. And now, as this new chapter unfolds, you'll see that every lesson, every delay, and every detour was essential. The waiting was building your strength. The pain was building your compassion, and the silence was building your trust. You are walking into a future that's overflowing with divine purpose and promise. God never wastes your tears or your time. He uses it all to create something far greater than you could ever imagine. Your story is not just about surviving the storm, it's about becoming the person God knew you could be through it. Chosen ones, the road you've been walking has not been easy, but it has been sacred. Every struggle, every delay, and every no has been shaping you for the moment you are now standing in. The process was never meant to crush you, it was meant to prepare you. It has been carving strength into your spirit, sharpening your discernment, and making you ready for what's coming next. Get ready, because the divine shift you've been praying for is no longer far off. It's here. What once seemed impossible will soon become your reality. The stories of miracles you've heard about in the Bible aren't just distant tales. They're about to unfold in your own life. This is the season when God's supernatural power will move visibly through you. What many people don't realize is that before something shifts in the physical world, it first happens in the spiritual realm. Right now, even if you can't see it yet, things are aligning behind the scenes for your good. Opportunities are forming, doors are unlocking, and divine favor is gathering around you like a mighty storm of blessings. This shift isn't small, it's a total transformation that will touch every area of your life. Be ready for the unexpected. Dreams you thought were too far out of reach are suddenly within your grasp. Relationships you thought were lost will find new life, and situations that seemed impossible will turn in your favor. Chosen one, your perseverance has not gone unnoticed. You fought through doubts, fears, and pain. You kept standing when everything tried to knock you down. And now, the breakthrough you've been waiting for is rising right in front of you. The tears, the waiting, and the prayers were not wasted. They were building the foundation for this moment. Your victory is not just your own strength. It's living proof that God has been on your side all along. Every step you took in faith, even when it hurt, has led you here. Victory doesn't always look the way we expect. Sometimes it comes quietly, sometimes it arrives suddenly, but it always comes. Your win today is proof of your faithfulness and God's faithfulness to you. Even when people doubted you, even when you doubted yourself, you kept walking. And now you are living in the promises you once prayed for. Take a moment to celebrate. This is not the end of your journey. It's the start of a new chapter where God's goodness will continue to overflow in your life. You've reached a milestone, but it's only the beginning of greater things. Think back to the times you felt rejected. Doors closing. People walking away, opportunities slipping through your fingers. It felt painful, confusing, and heavy. You questioned whether you belonged, whether your dreams would ever come true. But what you couldn't see then was that each no was a divine redirection. While the world was shutting doors, God was opening the right one. The one that only you were meant to walk through. Every rejection was not rejection at all. It was protection and preparation for something better. Remember this, the world's no can never overpower God's yes. His yes has the authority to open doors no one can close, create opportunities no one can block, and align your destiny perfectly with His will. One day soon, you'll look back on every setback and thank Him for it, because each one was a stepping stone to this moment. Without the no's, you would never have reached the yes He had planned for you all along. You chose a path few have taken. While others followed the crowd, you followed the call. It was lonely at times, uncomfortable, and tempting to quit. But you kept walking. And because you did, you're standing now in a place few people ever reach. This is the power of obedience. This is the fruit of faith. You're walking in a story only God could have written. One that will inspire others and remind them that His way, though narrow, leads to abundance. Chosen ones, this road you've been walking is not meant to be easy, and it was never meant to be ordinary. Every twist, every lonely stretch, every challenge was part of a divine design to shape you in ways that the common path simply cannot. Walking alone builds a strength and resilience that following the crowd could never give you. On this road, the hardships you faced were not random. They were preparing you for the great things God has ahead. Every lesson, every person you met, every problem you overcame is a thread in the tapestry of your unique divine story. The way you are being molded now will leave a mark on the world that only you could make. Every turn, every unexpected obstacle, and every quiet victory is part of God's plan to turn you into someone extraordinary. Even if the journey seems uncertain, even if the path feels dark, every step is taking you closer to your divine destiny. The road less traveled is never easy, but it's where your calling becomes visible and God's glory starts to shine through your life in ways you could never have imagined. At times, the storm seemed endless and darkness surrounded you from every side, making it feel like there was no way forward. You were scared, you were confused, and sometimes it felt like no matter how hard you tried, you couldn't find your path. But even in those moments, God was preparing to shine His brightest light into your life. The challenges were never meant to break you. They were meant to make you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The darkness wasn't a sign that God had abandoned you. It was simply the backdrop against which His light would shine the brightest. Each trial tested your faith, strengthened it, and made it unbreakable. Unknowingly, you were being readied for the breakthrough and the light that were just beyond the horizon. Holding on through the storm, even when all hope seemed lost, was the very thing that positioned you to rise. When the darkness lifted, you emerged as a new person, stronger, wiser, and fully prepared to embrace the blessings God had waiting for you. The trials you endured were not meaningless. They were the forge that shaped your character and prepared you for this season of victory. Now, with the storm behind you and God's light shining in your life, you can look back and see the purpose in everything you went through. You were never meant to stay defeated in the dark. Each scar, each wound, and each heartbreak has contributed to the person you are today. It would have been easy to let pain define you, to let it dictate your story. But instead, You chose to rise above it, using every struggle as fuel to move closer to your goal. Your story is not just about survival, it's about triumph, resilience, and the courage to keep going when everything seems bleak. Through your pain, you've discovered a well of inner strength and a deep sense of purpose that guides you now. You wouldn't know the full depth of your courage, the beauty of your determination, or the power of your resolve without the obstacles that once threatened to stop you. And here's the most powerful part: your journey doesn't just heal you. It inspires and heals others as well. When you share your story, your struggles and your victories become a light for those still walking through their own storms. Your success becomes a lighthouse, guiding others toward hope. Your life is living proof that God is trustworthy, that His grace can transform even the darkest moments into extraordinary signs of His love. You are proof that the trials you faced were not the end of your story. They were the beginning of a life that reflects His glory, strength, and divine purpose. Chosen ones, your story is living proof that God has the power to forgive, heal, and completely transform lives. There are moments when everything in your world suddenly falls into place, and it feels as though heaven itself is guiding your steps. At that point, you realize the hand of God is so strong in your life that nothing, no obstacle, no enemy, no circumstance can stop His will from unfolding. When God moves, it's not just the world around you that changes. You are changed from the inside out. His work in your life brings restoration, healing, and breakthroughs that far surpass anything you could have imagined. The seasons of struggle, the waiting, and the uncertainty were all preparing you for this holy moment. Everything you've endured was leading up to a time when God's power would become undeniable, when His presence would be seen and felt in ways that leave no doubt about who is in control. Nothing can stop God's plan for you. No failure, no enemy, no barrier. Doors that He opens cannot be closed, and His timing is perfect. When God says it's your season, even the heavens themselves will align to make it happen. This is the divine moment of action, a time when prayers are answered, obstacles vanish, and His perfect plan comes together in ways that will leave you awestruck. Stepping into the unknown can feel terrifying. The path ahead may not be clear, and each step may seem like walking blind. Fear tries to hold you back, clinging to the familiar. Yet God has a plan for your future that is far greater than anything you could imagine. Trusting Him means letting go of the need to control every detail and surrendering to His wisdom. It's about giving up your own plans and believing that His are far better. When you do, you step into a life filled with hope, purpose, and blessings beyond your dreams. The unknown is where miracles happen. It's outside your comfort zone that God reveals His most extraordinary works. It's where your faith grows stronger, where you see His provision in ways that would never happen if you stayed safe. You are never alone in this journey. Every step you take, God is right there with you, guiding, protecting, and preparing you for the greatness ahead. The future He has for you is full of hope, meaning, and extraordinary possibilities. Better than you could have ever imagined on your own. Look back now and see the truth. Every closed door was never a rejection, it was a divine rerouting. Every no was God's way of moving you closer to the perfect. Yes, that He had been waiting for you to reach. Sometimes we see closed doors as failures, but to God, they are preparation, a careful stepping stone toward greater opportunities. What may have felt like a dead end was actually the path to a brighter, more fulfilling future. Chosen ones, this is the beauty of God's plan. He works in ways we cannot always understand, and His goals for your life are far bigger than anything you could have envisioned. Trust that each closed door, each unexpected turn, and each moment of uncertainty was all part of a larger design, leading you to blessings, abundance, and a destiny perfectly aligned with His glory. Your journey, with all its twists and tests, is now pointing you straight toward a future that is more than worth every struggle. Every door that has closed in your life was never meant to stop you. It was a divine gift. At first, it may have felt like a setback, a disappointment, or a rejection. But now, looking back, you see the truth. Those doors were leading you exactly where God wanted you to go. They were protecting you, preparing you, and guiding you toward the life He had perfectly planned for you. Give thanks for every closed door, because behind it was a path far greater than anything you could have imagined. Many people wait for the big, obvious miracles, the ones that make headlines or cause everyone to take notice. But God's most powerful work often happens quietly, in the hidden corners of your life. The small, unseen wonders, the little nudges, the moments of clarity, the doors you didn't even know were opening, are what prepare you for your breakthrough. These quiet miracles are laying the foundation for the great things coming your way, even if you can't see them yet. Trust that God is working in ways that are bigger and stronger than you realize. The most amazing transformations often happen when you least expect them. The unseen miracles that are happening right now are just as powerful as the ones everyone else can see. And they are setting the stage for the next level of your divine destiny. Your faith is your power. It is not just a belief. It is a force that can move mountains, overcome obstacles, and change the course of your life. The same power that created the heavens and the earth flows through your faith. It is unstoppable. Faith doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for life to change. Faith means taking action, knowing that God is with you every step of the way. It allows you to see what others cannot, hope for what seems impossible, and overcome any challenge that stands in your path. When you walk in faith, the mountains that once seemed insurmountable shrink before you. Faith reveals God's power in your life and makes the impossible achievable. The obstacles in your path are ready to be moved, and it all begins with a single, unwavering step of faith in Him. Now is the time to rise in faith. Let it fuel every decision, guide every step, and empower every action. Trust that the unseen miracles, the quiet preparations, and the closed doors have all been working together to bring you to this moment. Your breakthrough is not just coming. It is already on its way, and your faith will lead you to it. Step forward boldly, chosen one, because nothing can stop God's plan when you walk in His power. Chosen ones, your journey doesn't end here. What you've just experienced is only one chapter of the incredible story God is writing in your life. There is so much more waiting for you. More revelations, more breakthroughs, and more guidance that will lift your spirit higher than ever before. If this message touched your heart and sparked something inside you, then you cannot miss what's coming next. I invite you to watch the next video, where we will dive even deeper into your divine destiny and show you how to step fully into the blessings God has prepared for you. Every video on this channel is created to strengthen your faith, awaken your purpose, and remind you that you are chosen. So take this step, click on the next video, explore everything on this channel, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss a word of what God is revealing. Your breakthrough, your miracles, and your divine destiny are unfolding right now, and the best is yet to come. Stay connected, stay faithful, and let God's light continue to guide you every day.